Yeah, not sure what's going on over there. That looks like one of their TPS thermal protection system experiments. It looks like the experiment ain't going so well. Why test relay with a sea level instead of a vacuum engine? The vacuum engines have no thrust vector control. So you could fire one of them and you wouldn't be able to steer. That's why. Flaps are deploying. Come on, baby. Yeah, see, there's a little dragon. The part that holds the wing here looks like a dragon capsule. See that? I don't know, Max. We'll see. It's gonna start getting a little warm, guys.
All right, so we are back. We are about 45 minutes into the 10th flight test of Starship.
There's some plasma flow
and
going off
as
the
you
side
can see,
there.
The light show has started. Reentry has begun. We are starting to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. We're moving about 5 times the speed of sound, and we're about to start barreling through the Earth's atmosphere and head for a splashdown in the Indian Ocean. We don't plan to recover the spacecraft today, but if we do make it all the way down to the water, who knows? But the goal of this part of the flight is to learn as much as we can about the ship's heat shield.
Who knows?
Fully reusable, rapidly reusable heat shield for a spacecraft has never been done before. It's one of
Dude, I heard rumors. I told you. I heard rumors that they're going to fish it out.
For us. And so this is.
I couldn't confirm it though. It was just speculation.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. And Reentry
Dan,
is a
don't give
critical
me
phase
hope,
of flight, so we'll
man.
get information on how the ship's system end up performing. And Starlink will also help us gather as much data as possible, which is really the main reason why we do these flight tests. Starlink provides us with one more path to collect data to help us rapidly iterate on Starship's design.
Dude, look at
and if
this
the ship
camera.
manages to make it all the way to Reentry, we'll
Discovery.
collect
No
valuable
throttle up.
data on
Whoa.
the spacecraft flying through the Earth's atmosphere at hypersonic speed,
crisp.
or more than 5 times the speed of sound.
Yeah, throughout history, a lot of times this is when you go into just a complete data and insight blackout, where that plasma sheath builds up around the outside of the spacecraft that blocks all of your signals that are trying to fight through to talk to either satellites out in space or towers down on the ground. Starship's big size kind of gives us awake, but what really helps us punch through is the fact that we're using Starlink. We're operating at just a much higher frequency. That's not what we want to see. So we just saw some of the.
I told you something came off.
Skirt just take a hit.
That
so
was most likely something else coming off somewhere else.
Continue to re-enter though, and again, we are intentionally stressing the ship as we go through this. So it is not guaranteed to be a smooth ride down to the Indian Ocean. We've removed
Don't worry,
a bunch
chat.
of tiles.
She'll hold together.
Critical places across the vehicle.
Hear me, baby, hold together.
So seeing stuff like that is still valuable to us. We are trying to kind of push this vehicle to the limits to learn what its limits are as we design our next version of Starship. So 47 minutes, 45 seconds into the flight.
Something hit it.
Ticking up a
that
little
wasn't
bit
a laser
on
blast. Something
already,
hit it.
but the light show is continuing. This reentry is going to take about 20 minutes or so until our planned splashdown. We were trying to splash down about 1 hour and 6 minutes into the flight.
Something funky's happened with that aft flap right there. See that?
And one day, Starship is designed to land on Mars, where there are obviously no runways or other humans to help us out.
That's the hottest part of the flap.
doing
See where you're
propulsive
getting that
landing
separation
instead of
from
more
the plasma
traditional
right
means,
there?
Such as parachutes.
So you get all these
propulsive
different layers of
landing enables
plasma.
us to have more
A
rapid
separation
reusability
point
with
is
these
creating
vehicles.
stagnation right there, and that's getting really, really hot. Whatever it is,
the
it's
ship
cooking.
itself, it's a little over 50 meters tall. We've got those 6 engines on board, the 3 vacuum.
But dude, that is a
the
look
3
at how
sea
clearly
level,
defined
and
the
they're down
plasma
in that
layer is.
atmospheric
That's-
85
region,
kilometers,
which
flaps have control.
all right, so at this point, the
80
flaps have
kilometers up.
control. That means we're getting into a dense enough
Something's
part of the
ablated.
atmosphere.
Over there
that
is
the
ablating
flaps can
off.
start
That's not
controlling
great.
us. We're not only reliant on those kind of reaction control system
Look
thrusters.
at this picture. Look at this
We're going to
picture.
continue hearing some call-outs as the ship makes its way back
Dude,
to
that's
Earth.
sick.
So when we hear entry max heating and entry max Q, that will mean the ship has made it through the maximum heating and aerodynamic
Some of the
loads that it will
tiles
experience
came
as
off
it
up there.
returns. So if it makes it through those,
Dude.
we can say we're doing pretty well.
I will say I'm happy Reentry cleaned off this
you're losing
camera
some
for
tiles
us. It was
on that.
a little dirty from the weather, so thank you, Plasma, for giving us this view as we start coming down.
This is wild, dude. Yeah, you're losing a lot. At this phase of descent, losing that much is not great. Those
The
are bits
hit
of
we
tile
saw
coming off.
to the skirt, definitely interesting. I will note.
So guys, the reentry heating, it kind of is like sandpaper for the tiles, so that's why it's coming off. Oh, I was about to say that's why it's coming off in little chunks, but right when I said that, a big chunk came off. It's not abrasive per se, but it kind of smooths the edge, right?
Supposes your engines. So
it's going to look like little pieces are coming off,
but
unless a big
for
piece
now,
ablates
we are
away.
Obviously, continuing with this reentry, we are committed. Indian Ocean, here we come. 50 minutes since launch. We're going to see
Something's venting.
those colors
That's
start
normal.
to build up a little bit. We are at the point where we're in dense enough atmosphere that the flaps have control. So about 74 kilometers in altitude.
Oh man, that's getting rough. That's
We're
okay.
starting
though.
to
It's getting
see
a little
some
rough.
sunlight, so we intentionally time these launches right now so we have daylight. The sun should actually come up over the horizon on Starship in about 3 minutes. So as we get a little bit
Come on, baby,
further
hold together.
into this reentry, that inky black below you is going to start to look like clouds and hopefully a bright blue ocean as we make our way down onto the other side of the planet.
There's a lot of tiles coming off. Oh, that back flap is not happy. You're getting some burn through over there.
We've got these cameras. These cameras are really cool. We added
See it
these
ablating away?
several flights ago, looking directly at the flaps as not just the heat shield, but these flaps, how
It's
they're
okay.
able to control
We've seen
the
worse
vehicle,
burn through than that. I mean, it's not ideal, but
that
we've
reentry,
seen worse than this.
the seal locations, so kind of where they connect to the ship itself are some of the most critical. We will do missing tiles on those where, again, we're trying to... We're kind of being mean to this Starship a little bit. We're really trying to put it through the paces.
Stay together,
and
37.
Kind of poke on what
So,
some of its
right
weak
here,
points are. I mean, we
see
even
that?
have
You're
missing
getting some
tiles
ablation on the
over
belly of
some
the
of those
ship.
fuel tank sections of the ship itself. And so we're really trying to see what are our limits. We're doing this over a completely empty area over the Earth.
You got burn through on the other flap, in
Our
the same
Raptors
spot,
there. We are,
guys.
assuming we make it all the way down to the ocean in one piece, we will attempt a flip and a
see
landing
that?
burn.
Those are pieces
We
of tile
do
that are getting
have
ablated
at
off on the
least
bottom of
one
the vehicle.
buoy.
It is on purpose.
Everybody's
They did
favorite
remove
camera
tiles on
person
purpose. We do
out
know
in
that.
the Indian
They're
Ocean
inducing
right now,
burn through
being
in certain
powered by
spots. We
Starlink.
know that they're doing that.
So that's at our planned landing location. So if we're able to get any live views of the ship, that'll essentially tell you that we nailed our target.
She's all right, Wertos.
Able to do that on our 6th flight test, do it in the daytime, which was really exciting.
She'll hold together. Maybe. I've never seen that happen before over there, guys. Whatever that was. I think something hit it. I think something
Right, so
crashed
we're
into
about
Starship. Something
10
came off
minutes
somewhere
until
else.
we're
and
probably
bonked
going to
the back
start
of the
hearing
ship.
some of
Oh,
the
no.
other big milestones coming up.
Yep, in about 10 minutes, like Dan said, Starship will be
I missed
transonic.
unsubscribing
This
again.
is going to be the period of flight where the velocities of airflow surrounding and flowing past the vehicle are concurrently below, at, and above
Lizzo,
the
it's
speed
possible,
of sound,
yeah.
so somewhere in the range of Mach 0.8 to 1.2. For reference, commercial jets have a range of cruising speeds, but most of them fly at speeds between Mach
Forward flaps
0.74
look
and
real
Mach
good, actually.
0.85. So that's 480 to
Coming
575
across the
miles per
Terminator.
hour, or
Sun's
770
coming up.
to 930 kilometers per hour.
She's got a little bit of roll. She's got a little
And
roll
after
right.
transonic
It's
comes
okay, it'll
subsonic.
correct.
That
It's
just
because of
means
the burn
you're
through.
slower than the speed of sound. We're still well in excess of that right now.
They should be through peak
but by the
heating
time
already,
we hit
man.
subsonic, we're essentially belly flopping down. There we go. There's that sunlight. So we're seeing the Earth now come back into view.
Come on, baby.
One of the other things we're doing during this, and you're going to see Starship kind of pitch in some pretty, not extreme ways, but a little extreme, as we're trying to really stress the structure of it, of the ship itself, specifically those aft flaps. So the ones in the very bottom of the vehicle. We're pushing not just how well does the heat shield hold up, but how well does the ship structure hold up.
Really nice
we are
shuttle.
pushing it beyond essentially what we think we'll have to fly at to do something like a return to launch site. So again, may not be a very smooth ride downhill, but we're doing that by design. We're really trying to find what are the edges that we can operate at, build up a good data set.
Something off the back there is ablating like
clouds
crazy.
And water down below us. We are just about 10 minutes away, a little less than 10 minutes now, until we start hitting transonic and then subsonic. Once we hit subsonic, we're basically just belly flopping.
She picked up a little bit of a roll rate. We got a slight roll right. If you look at the attitude indicator over there. The front flaps look fantastic. Yeah, these tiles out on the edge here of the ship look good. I'm fearing what's going on at the bottom, on the bottom of the ship. The hottest part of this thing right now is down here. It's at the back of the belly, basically where they took tiles off, where you're getting burned through. That's the part that's going to get really, really warm. That and the edge of the front flaps that's out into the hypersonic laminar flow. I think that's how you say that. Don't they have the transpiration cooling experiment? Well, that's what I think this propagation is going on here. See, there's
definitely so about 55 and a half minutes in. You can see the sun is up. Again, we intentionally designed these flights to lift off in the evening here so we get these daylight views so we can get as good a video as possible on the ship, assuming we make it all the way down. We've got at least one buoy powered by Starlink that's out there in the landing zone in the Indian Ocean, hopefully giving us a view again. If you see any live views, not from the ship itself, that means we nailed our landing target.
Starship is past peak heating.
Okay, we're past peak heating.
All right,
so
we just heard the call out that we're past.
Here's the thing. Peak heating, getting past peak heating is all fine and dandy, but that means peak heating is one thing, but pressure buildup on the vehicle is another. Peak heating is a big milestone. The temperature is going to be going down on the vehicle, but the pressure is going to be going up, meaning that this thing's going to start flying through the air, and you're going to get a lot of high dynamic pressure on the front of the vehicle. That's very rough on this thing. It's going to toss it around. You'll see. I think something hit it, Neurobot. Yeah, see, once it starts getting into the thicker parts of the atmosphere, that number's going to start going down exponentially. It'll start going down really fast.
Checking in on one of our flaps.
You're getting higher pressure, you're not getting higher temperature, but there will still be ablation. All these little sparks that are coming off, that's tiles ablating off.
Really good close-up views. As we obviously don't have a camera that can see the entire heat shield. These give us kind of the best that we can do.
That's not great.
But looking at those flaps is really, those are just, super critical for controlling
the
ship.
But I think it's induced. I think they're doing it on purpose.
You have some ability to maneuver kind of cross range. So as you're coming in, you can see in that indicator at the very bottom right that we've pitched up quite a bit.
Oh, look at the back of the flap.
We are maximally stressing those aft flaps right now.
But Dan said they're doing it on purpose.
Looks like we got a little bit of burn through the very bottom part of it. Everything's still looking good. Ship maintaining control.
Catch fin looks okay. I mean, it's glowing a little bit, Baron, but it looks all right. That might be sunlight.
We should be just about 5 minutes away until we hear that we're
It looks like Starship is doing S-turns. It is. And Dan was talking about cross range. They have slight cross range with it. Dude, she's doing some S-turns. Look at that. That's just like the shuttle. That's what the shuttle used to do. See how Starship in the attitude indicator is kind of sliding back and forth like this? She's doing S-turns. The shuttle did that. The shuttle would bring its nose up and it would do this. That's absolutely what it did. The back flap is getting really pissed off. Oh.
Still a little bit toasty on the aft skirt of the vehicle as we continue coming in.
He's coming off. Oh. Don't lose that aft flap.
Again,
Stay together, man.
We are stressing the flaps.
Stay together.
All we can.
Stay together, baby. Dude, there's a lot of pieces coming off of that thing.
All right, so now we're
there goes another one.
Past peak heating.
Diamond hands, Starship. Diamond hands.
Just about 48, 49, counting down to 48 kilometers in altitude. Expecting that transonic to come, so transitioning between
we didn't need that. Well, it's still flying, right? It's just weight reduction.
Slower than the speed of sound.
Or something.
In just a little under 4 minutes from now. And right now, we've got kind of a lot of forward momentum, a lot of forward velocity. And then eventually, by the time we hit
Subsonic. Not the aft flaps, Phil. Okay, they're approaching maximum dynamic pressure for landing.
About where we are going to essentially try to fully deploy those aft flaps and really stress them out. So again, this is meant to test the extremes for the vehicle.
Stay together. Oh, you're crazy. Oh my God, it's staying together. Dude, that's nuts.
Right.
Oh, you're going like Mach 10.
See those flaps swinging out?
How did that thing stay together?
We're putting ship through the ringer on this flight in.
Did you see? That would have ripped the space shuttle to shreds trying to do that. Oh my goodness. Oh my
like
gosh.
We're still maintaining control.
Dude, that much movement on the pitch axis during reentry, that's a good way to break things. But once again, SpaceX said they're doing it on purpose. They're trying to break the thing to see where its limits are. And it took it. It just tanked that freaking maneuver. You got to be kidding me. I know it didn't look like much, guys, but you got to remember, it's doing this, right?
Kind of that
it's porpoising around going Mach 10. That's crazy.
Definitely things looking good so far. We're about 2 minutes out.
Oh, it's only Mach 7. Starship okay. Only Mach 7.
One cool thing to note as we get some of those views showing kind of the whole length of the ship. One of the changes we made after Flight 6 was to change the tile line a little bit. So we had kind of scaled back the number of tiles significantly as when we go to catch these ships, you don't want to...
there. Catch pin is still there, though. The catch pin's still there.
As you catch it and knock all those tiles off. So we knew we were going to have to kind of peel back that layer a little bit. And the first time we did it was on Flight 6, and we saw...
over the Indian Ocean right now.
Wrinkling and dimples almost in the ship as we were creating these hot spots in the uneven parts of the heat shield. And so we
go faster stripes.
kind of address that, we smoothed it out. That's why you've got kind of that nice smoothed out black line now on the ship. And just looking at it, we can see kind of a little bit of hot spot, a little bit of warping almost.
So you got to make it.
Near the payload door, you can see a little bit of colored patina up above it, but we don't see those kind of deep, almost, they almost look like gouges on that. So it looks like that's been pretty successful. So. All right, we are less than a minute away from hitting Transonic. Again, pretty soon our forward velocity is going to look like it's kind of falling off a cliff, and Starship will look like it's falling off a cliff as we essentially go into our belly flop. If you watched some of the high altitude tests or suborbital campaigns, we were able to test that.
She's good now. She's going to make it down.
It was a pretty fundamental, can this thing actually fly? And we were able to prove that out.
If you want to look on the map over there on the far right, that's where they are. They're approaching the west coast of Australia.
Shortly here.
West coast of Australia. Can the engines relight after that impact? We'll find out, Dax. And keep in mind, for the landing burn, they only need to light those center engines. So it depends. If a piece like went and hit the engine or something, but I don't think it did. That's possible, John. Yeah. Okay, she's transonic.
All right, so at this point, we've dropped below the speed of sound, so Starship itself is subsonic.
And now it's just going to fall
we
like a
are starting
brick.
to chill the engines for a landing burn attempt.
It's going to get a little rowdy.
Landing flip supposed to start in
She's
a little
skydiving
over
right now,
2
man. That
minutes.
thing's going straight down.
Subsonic Indian Ocean, we're on our way.
Starship is subsonic.
There we go.
Dude, that's awesome. It's so
Farewell
cool.
space.
Dude, this is so legit. Oh my goodness. Look at that, man.
All right, so coming up in just a little under 2 minutes, so we're going to do the flip and the burn. So we're only using those 3 center Raptor engines, the sea levels, the ones that can
she's slight nose
gimbal,
down.
that can move around and steer.
Come on.
Dipping the nose down a little bit.
Holy crap. Dude, the glued tiles stayed on. Look at that.
Two of
The
our
mechanical
engines
ones
chilled
came
in,
off.
waiting on one more. So again, we'll attempt to use 3 burns for that initial flip. We eventually go down to just 2 Raptors for the end of the landing burn.
Just about
She got
1 minute
this.
now
They
from
got
that
this.
landing flip and landing burn start.
The direction of travel of Hellfish is that way. It's going mostly down, but she is going forward. That's why they dipped the nose. Looks like this camera got a little bit of schmutz on it. Dude, that is the coolest thing. It's so freaking cool.
Structurally, we're looking good. Got good pressures in our nose cone for everything.
Reentry burned through some of the flaps, Thor.
Just about 30 seconds. So again, we're going to look for the flip. So Starship's doing its belly flop right now. We're going to do the flip. Swing out.
Through the
Let's do
clouds.
some clouds first.
We can see the ocean. All right, should get an engine light here in a moment.
Here we go.
Starship landing burn startup.
Come on, baby.
Seeing 3 engines.
That's awfully close to the water.
There's our flip.
Oh, she flipped. She flipped. She's good. We got buoy cam. Come on.
There's a buoy.
Yeah!
There's a splashdown.
That's awesome. Dude, that was sick. It exploded, but that's awesome.
Hey.
Holy crap, that was cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, farewell, Ship 37.
That was
Thank
awesome.
you, buoy cam. Landing flip, landing burn, splash out of the Indian Ocean. There we go. Whew. All right.
That was sick.
That was pretty awesome.
Incredible
This is
flight
cool, right?
today for both ship and booster.
Yeah, really incredible. So obviously we're excited
She
here. It
got
looks like
scorched.
everybody's excited over there. Tyler, how's it going over in Hawthorne?
We are super excited here in Hawthorne. It was another exciting Starship flight test in the books,
saw it, guys.
and we hope you enjoyed those Starlink views. So congratulations to the team at Starbase and everyone here and around the company. So many employees have contributed enormously to the
Mass
Starship program as we
50
continue to
memberships.
iterate and make progress
Dude.
towards a multi-planetary future. So that's going to wrap it up for us here in Hawthorne. Thank you to everyone for tuning in today. It was it was great being with you today. Back to you guys.